Hey everyone, let's dive into some big news. According to recent reports, ESPN released their rankings and predictions for the upcoming NBA season, including a list of players most likely to request a trade at some point. Topping that list was Zion Williamson. Giannis Antetokounmpo came in second, LeBron James third, and Jordan Poole fourth. Zion was the clear frontrunner. Many of us have long expected Zion to eventually leave New Orleans. Rumors have circulated about his desire to play in a major market, with the New York Knicks often mentioned as a potential destination. From all indications, it seems less a question of if Zion will depart the Pelicans, but when. It's unlikely he retires a Pelican, and it's equally unlikely the team envisions that scenario. Zion's unique situation is interesting because when he's on the floor and healthy, he's absolutely one of the league's most dominant forces. I remember the first time I truly saw his unstoppable potential. It was against the Lakers in the game just before the play-in a couple of seasons ago. He dominated every possession, forcing defenses to adjust, and gave the Pelicans a real shot in the game. Unfortunately, he suffered an injury during that performance, which was heartbreaking to watch. Even though the Lakers ultimately won, it was clear Zion had the ability to take over a game whenever he was at full strength. When healthy, Zion is a top 5 caliber talent. Last season alone, he averaged just under 25 points per game, along with 7 rebounds and 5 assists, shooting an impressive 57% from the field. He's versatile, a true Swiss Army knife who can score, rebound, and create for others. Physically, he's unmatched. His combination of strength, size, and athleticism makes him nearly impossible to guard. Few players can match him in one category, and none can match him in all of them simultaneously. Now, since we're discussing this in the context of the Lakers, here's the real question. Would you trade for Zion Williamson? It's a fascinating scenario, but there are multiple factors to consider. First, what would the Pelicans want in return? The market for a player like Zion is complex, and the biggest concerns are his health, conditioning, and durability given his size. Financially, he's earning $39.4 million this season, with future salaries of $42 million and $44.8 million. However, each of these contracts is currently non-guaranteed. By 2025 to 26, they only become fully guaranteed in mid-July, and the same applies for the following season. This structure provides a built-in safety net. If things don't work out, a team trading for Zion could walk away without being on the hook for the full $40+ million annual salary, essentially giving them an escape hatch. It also opens up possibilities for creative trades. Teams could potentially move him and his non-guaranteed contract to another organization that could absorb the cap hit temporarily, then waive him without penalty. In other words, acquiring Zion doesn't necessarily mean being locked into a massive long-term financial commitment. This combination of elite talent and financial flexibility is what makes Zion such an intriguing, albeit high-risk, trade target. Obviously, you're hoping everything works out, but Zion Williamson just turned 25, and at that age, he still has the potential to be a cornerstone piece alongside someone like Luka Doncic. Imagine the pairing, Zion and Luka on the same floor. The combination of their athleticism, explosiveness, and chemistry would be absolutely thrilling to watch. Just picture Luka working his magic on the perimeter and Zion cutting hard to the basket, elevating over defenders for thunderous dunks. The sheer excitement and dynamic potential of that duo would make for some of the most electrifying basketball in the league. Of course, the Lakers' top targets are still Giannis Antetokounmpo or Nikola Jokic, but there's always the possibility that neither of them ends up coming to Los Angeles. With Giannis, there's the ongoing question of whether he would ever even leave Milwaukee, and even if he did, there's no guarantee he would choose the Lakers. Nikola Jokic, on the other hand, seems less likely to relocate for purely basketball reasons. His home is in Serbia, where he prefers spending time with his horses and family. He comes to Denver for work, but that's not where he truly wants to be. Convincing him to uproot for Los Angeles would be a challenge. That's where Zion becomes an interesting alternative. If acquiring him is feasible, the question becomes, at what cost? If the Lakers would need to part with a package equivalent to Giannis-level assets, that's a hard pass. But if the trade could be structured around a player like Austin Reeves and a couple of future first-round picks, that might be manageable. Even then, it's a risk, primarily because of Zion's history with injuries and conditioning concern. But the upside is enormous. Consider this. If LeBron James were to leave, Zion could slot directly into his role, immediately providing a 25.7 rebound, 5-assist contributor alongside Luka. That kind of production, coupled with Zion's ability to defend, block shots, and hold his own physically inside, makes the prospect highly appealing. Yes, health and conditioning are concerns, but the Lakers have revamped their strength, conditioning, and medical staff, bringing in some of the best experts in the game. Zion's situation in New Orleans has been challenging, with injuries and inconsistent support around him. Transitioning to a team like the Lakers could provide both the environment and the motivation to elevate his game. Playing with Luka, competing for championships annually, and benefiting from top-tier training resources could help maximize his potential. Just like Luka's improvement in Dallas, Zion could experience a resurgence if put in the right situation. Ultimately, if the trade cost is reasonable, say Austin Reeves plus 2 first-round picks, the Lakers could be taking a calculated risk worth pursuing. Zion offers an explosive blend of size, athleticism, and skill that's rarely seen in the NBA, and pairing him with Luka could create a new level of offensive and defensive versatility. It's high risk, yes, but also high reward. And in a championship contending market like Los Angeles, that gamble could make perfect sense. Zion Williamson should be in the conversation as one of the league's top 5 players every year. He has the stats, the explosiveness, and the physical presence to dominate games. Watching him play, it's clear he belongs in discussions about the NBA's most impactful and memorable stars. With his combination of size, strength, and athleticism, roughly 6'6" to 6'7", with a 7 to 10 wingspan, and the ability to elevate over anyone in his path, Zion is a player unlike any other in the league. He's the kind of talent every team would love to build around, yet for some reason, he hasn't consistently been in that elite category. The main issue has always been getting him in the right environment. When Zion is healthy and motivated, he's unstoppable. But injuries have limited him. Just 30 games played last season, although he did manage 70 the year prior. For a player of his caliber, hitting at least 65 games in a season would be the threshold to start being seriously considered among the NBA's best and to earn the accolades his talent deserves. If he can buy into a program, stay healthy, and consistently play 65-plus games a season, any team would be wise to pursue him aggressively. Pairing him with someone like Luka Doncic for the long term could create a combination that is explosive, dynamic, and incredibly exciting for fans. Looking at last season specifically, Zion averaged 28.6 minutes per game, taking around 17 shots per contest and shooting 56.7% from the field. Impressive efficiency for someone with his volume. He's not much of a three-point shooter, taking less than half a shot per game from deep, but he has the ability to hit mid-range shots and potentially extend his range with some work. From two-point range, he was extremely efficient, shooting nearly 58%, with an effective field goal percentage around 57%. Free throw shooting has been inconsistent. Last season, he shot 65.6% on 8 attempts per game, a dip compared to his career average of roughly 69%. On the boards, he averaged 7.2 rebounds, including 2.5 offensive boards, and contributed about 5 assists, 1.5 steals, and a block per game. Zion's versatility is undeniable. He can defend multiple positions, finish at the rim, create plays, and dominate physically inside. Imagine pairing him with Luka and another high-level big like DeAndre Ayton over the next several years. That core could either be one of the most incredible lineups in NBA history or a challenging situation if chemistry and health issues arise. High potential always comes with risk, and Zion exemplifies that perfectly. a tremendous upside tempered by injury concern. Ultimately, this is a conversation worth having. Would you make the move for Zion Williamson? Is it worth the risk for the potential reward? Share your thoughts and opinions down in the comments. Do you love the idea, hate it, or fall somewhere in the middle? Either way, I want to hear from you. And of course, if you enjoyed this discussion, make sure to hit that like button. It really helps support this type of content. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss future updates and analysis. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.